into Game Club. Finally, I am not like stiff and like off balance. Finally, I'm like I have my feet on the ground. I'm not upside down in this video.
Theo was a little cranky last week.
Not cranky, just a little bit more like it's like you're sitting on like a table and someone just pulls the the thing right under your foot. Yeah, the tablecloth under your feet, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, and you're just trying to do, or like you just spin around, like someone just spins you around, just trying to get your equilibrium back. Now I'm not like that. Now I'm like balanced. So we played Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2. I almost was gonna tell you, I don't know if I'll be no. This is what I meant to say. If it didn't come out on Switch with chapters 1 and 2, and it was only chapter 1, I probably would have stopped playing. I probably would not have played chapter 2. Chapter 1 was just such a dull chapter of the game, and to its credit, it got me to play Undertale. I got that game on the Switch. I was like, I'll check it out. So, both playing Deltarune Chapter 1 got me to play Undertale a little bit. I was like, okay, this is like, and Undertale made me hate Deltarune a little bit because
it's a better game.
Yeah, but the thing is like, I was gonna say like Chapter 1 like of Deltarune. This is like an all over the place review of it, but I did not give a shit about the characters. Like the gameplay of it, like everything that was going on in the gameplay was like, all right, you go in this closet. All right, now you're in this world. Do this. It's like okay. And I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about any of the characters except for, like, Lancer, because I thought he was the only interesting character, and he never joins your party. It's like...
Yeah. He kind of does.
Yeah, but as a joke.
Yeah.
but, it's just... It starts off, like, just this as, like, okay, like, the combat was very easy. All I have to do is just spare every single character, but it's like, there's no point. Like, there's no, like, incentive to do it, so it's like... The only incentive is that if you... just attack them. Some enemies might take forever to kill, so it's like, yeah, okay, I'll just spare them, I guess. And it introduces all this cool mechanics that just doesn't go anywhere, or like it motivates it. Like they teach you about like you could get the enemy to be tired, and then you use Ralsei's magic. And it's like I never did that because I never thought about it. I never thought about using it.
Yeah.
And the story is just whatever. But it did feel like nothing but setup for Chapter 2, which is like...
Which was kind of brilliant, I was going to say. I kind of... Because you realize, and I didn't realize this until I looked it up, but Chapter 1 was made in 2018.
Yeah, that's what I mean, this bullshit. Like, if the Switch... If they didn't package Chapter 1 and 2, and only Chapter 1... Like, if I played this at launch, when it came out in 2018...
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't give a shit about Deltarune. I'd be like, okay, whatever.
But like that's what it said something. He said something about like it's a survey to see who fucking wants to play it. So I think it was only for like hardcore fans. I don't think it was like marketed as like a thing. I think he put it out for like fans. Yeah. I think it was only on the PC and Mac.
That does explain why like it just was shadow dropped. Like it just came out, and same with Chapter 2, that just kind of dropped out of nowhere, too. It came out in June, just out of nowhere, and then like they put it on the Switch later. But it's still, like, I don't know if that would be, like, if I'd be okay, like, it's just a survey, like, because I guess it depends on how much I'm into Toby Fox. That could have just
that's what I was going to say. It's not for you.
Yeah, but I mean, even if I'm into that game, well, let's say I loved Undertale, but I didn't really, like, follow Toby Fox. And then I heard from like the fandom, like, oh, Deltarune's out, and it's like, okay, I'll check it out. I probably have the same opinion now, but it feels like, yeah, if this was like his first game that he made, then I'd be like, okay, like, cool. But it's just if it was a survey, then why make it so similar to Undertale? Like it's like Undertale was already a success. That's a proven game.
Yeah, again, I think,
and Deltarune is just like kind of taking the same visuals, the same combat, like everything is the same except for like the perspective.
I think because it does enough things differently that he's definitely trying out new ideas. I think that's the point. You're not in that community. Like I don't know what the fuck goes on, but I'm assuming there's a lot of engagement in the community where he put that thing out. And then there was like a lot of talking about what was done differently because as a standalone game, if you're just looking at it as like, okay, this is a game, it's not that interesting. But if you're looking at like, okay, the different mechanics he added and like the dynamic of having a 3-person party as opposed to you're just one character,
okay,
it's very different. And like even think about it as a programmer, like the way he implemented things is very different. So I think what he was doing is he put this out to be like, are these ideas I should continue exploring? Because if you look at part 2, he went, it's fucking all out.
Yeah.
So it's like the game is very similar to Undertale. Like if you're looking at it really on a surface level, but if you're thinking about all the things it does differently, like instead of a single character story, it's now a dynamic of like these 3 characters getting to know each other, and like the gameplay is very different. Even though it's still similar, it's very different a dynamic to have 3 party members as opposed to 1. So I think he was like, let me put this out because like I don't know, because apparently he was gonna make this game first. He was gonna make Deltarune. He had planned out first, and then he was like, I don't know how to fucking make this game.
That's an interesting thing you brought up because so I beat chapter 1 of Deltarune. I was like, all right, this is rad. I then bought Undertale, and then I started playing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I noticed a lot of similarities, and I mentioned this earlier. It says because it's tangentially related, while also not related, I believe. So it's like a game that's like connected to Undertale, but also not. But I definitely see a lot of connections. Like the mother character in Deltarune is the same character as in Undertale.
Is it the same character?
Well,
I think it is.
It's
but
the same
kind
of type.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Yeah.
I mean, it's not the same person, period, but it's the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
The main character looks just like the main character in the in Undertale.
Yeah.
They have the same like. So in Undertale, like the mom has that like icon on her blouse or whatever.
The heart thing.
Yeah. Well, like it's like it's this weird. Let me see if I can find an image of it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think what happened, because I was reading about it, I think he wanted to make Deltarune with like 3-party system and all that stuff, and it was too complicated. So he scaled it back, and that became Undertale. I believe that's what probably happened.
Yeah, because I guess you have to strip things down and then just rebuild it. But it's also funny, like you mentioned, like how he didn't know how to make Deltarune, and that's why he just kind of put it on the back burner and just worked on Undertale. And that's kind of like a lot of the creators that I like Hideaki Anno, who does Ava, had the same issue with the Ava series and the rebuilds. Like he didn't know how to end these things, so he just kind of like for the last rebuild movie, he did not work on it for like 10 years. Mm-hmm. Like he just put that on a hiatus because he was like, yeah, I don't know how to end this. I don't know what to do. Like I finished Ava 3. It's like, where do I go from here? Like I don't know. Maybe I just end it here. And it's like, and then his wife like kind of like helped him to like finish it. Like everyone was like, like you have to finish the movie. I mean, come on, you can't just end it like this. It's like, oh, okay. So then he just went back to finish it. With the end of Ava, like in the middle of the movie, he has a letter saying like, thanks to my wife for getting me through to finish this movie. It's like, oh, so like that I do like. I can't find the image. I can't find a good icon of this thing. It's not the heart.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I understand what you're like. The character's kind of the same.
But there's like a logo that like it's like the carpet in Deltarune.
Yeah.
So like that's like on that character. So there is like connections there. I think it's called the anagram. Like Deltarune's an anagram of Undertale. Like,
yeah. Of course.
So which is obvious. I mean, it's not like Charles, I have a big brain on this one.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's get this.
Yeah.
But I do like that there is some connections between those two games, and I think that since I played Deltarune, that got me into Undertale. That probably might have been the intent for the Switch release, because I don't know when Undertale came out for the Switch. I don't know if they paired them at the same time or not, but it is nice that like there is a community on the Switch for these games as well. And I do like that Deltarune. You could go into these games in any point. You can start with Undertale and go in, start with Deltarune and go into that. But I think with Deltarune, what's nice for the Switch is that it comes with chapters 1 and 2, so you get like a full game. You get the prologue and then you get the main game.
Wait, so Aang said they're talking about how Undertale is overhyped. and they said it's overhyped because of the community that like the characters. Basically, it was one of those. It's a good game with a good story, but weirdos attach themselves and make it bigger than it initially was. Isn't that every single game?
Yeah,
like literally, you could.
I
Five Nights at Freddy's.
There is a degree for Undertale that's slightly worse because I've seen streamers where they could be streaming Undertale and people just go to that stream chat and be like, "You should play like this. Why are you playing like that? Why are you doing it this way? You should do this." And it's just people just barking them how to play it, and it's like, damn, like, which I have not seen like. In a while, like one person was like, "Yeah, I had to ban a guy for doing this because it was just annoying me, and I just don't want to play Undertale anymore because of it." But I do think like, but that's also like
Dude, I think that's every fandom. Every game has a weird ass fandom, like, and Five Nights at Freddy's has to be worse.
Oh yeah,
because people want to fuck those things. Like, come on. Which actually no, someone wants to fuck Sans too. Yeah, and like, oh wait, have you seen these characters in Undertale yet?
I've seen. Well, I mean, Sam's been memed to death. I know what he looks like. Like, he's just a skeleton boy. It's like whatever. And I've seen the other guy's Sanskrit or whatever, which is... So, this is the other thing with Deltarune. In Chapter 1, I didn't like the characters.
Your commenters are hilarious.
Are you playing No
Gamer John has been trashing you the whole time. And then he's saying, like...
Wait, what? Yeah, with the books on the shelf, but all he doesn't read. Hey, you know, these are not all my books, okay? Some of these are like medical books. I've read,
Theo's read one of the books.
There's somewhere here, there's a book I read. Oh yeah, this one. This is my favorite one. Marguerite Museum. This is my favorite book. It's a very good story. Like, see, as nice stories.
Have you read the whole thing?
No. I just said I did it. You asked me that? Come on, Charles.
They're just trashing you. But yes.
I read this one book. It's called Buried Child, I think. It's a great book. Oh, it's awesome. I didn't read it because of college. I just read it. It's okay, Theo. I got a bunch of folklore mythology. See, why are you playing those No More Heroes? I played No More Heroes. I played all of them.
No, he's saying, why aren't you playing it the way I would play?
Because there's only one way to play that game. Come on, you have only one attack button. But, oh my god. We were talking about Deltarune. So, Deltarune, the characters were,
they all suck.
Yeah, like in Chapter 1, they're all just kind of like tropey characters. Like, oh, Susie's the bully, Chris is the silent one, whatever. And it's like, and the other thing I didn't like about Deltarune Chapter 1 was that it felt nothing but... Hey! Thanks for the 4,000 bits, Just Gamer John.
Boom!
Love you, Theo. Oh,
Love you, Theo.
Oh,
thank you.
Text to speech voice.
Yeah. Thanks for the love. I'm glad someone loves me. I mean, that says more than anything else.
Who's gonna top that? Come on, I want to see 5,000.
Who else is gonna love me more than Just Gamer John?
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
4,000 bits is it contributes to like the payout.
Cool.
So yeah, so the characters are just tropey shit. The other thing is well, thanks for gifting a sub to Just Gamer John Ainley. Who's gonna be the tips later? Yeah, who's gonna lead, dude? So yeah, the characters are all tropey shit. The other thing was that Chapter 1, I just felt it kept trying to do this like, oh, we're gonna subvert your expectations. Oh, there's a boss coming up. Oh, the boss decides he doesn't want to fight. It's like, oh, okay.
No, that's just his style.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like, if you compare it to Undertale, like the beginning just subverts your expectation right off the bat. But that seemed like it served a purpose. Like it served a point to show you the world and show you things. In Deltarune Chapter 1, some of these subversive expectations seemed like it served no purpose other than to be funny. And it's like it might be different for you, but for me, like I've seen so many games do that kind of shit that it just kind of becomes quaint. Like, okay, like that's.
Let me try to think about this because obviously I don't pay that much attention to stories, but like. Okay, let me think about... Because I don't, like, when it comes to Undertale and it comes to this, like, I don't care much for the story. I don't like any of the characters, really. But I do appreciate that he has some point. Like, he has a narrative point, and he tells it concisely. Like,
yeah.
I think the jokes are corny, but some of them are like, it's kind of funny because they don't like the joke will just be there. It's like, here's the joke. That's the end of it. It won't like hang there and be like, oh, this is the joke. Ha ha ha. Yeah. It's just like joke done, and it's like that was corny, but like I can chuckle at it because they didn't like overdo it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I do like the dialogue for some of the characters. Like that's what I like about Lancer. Lancer as a character. Like I thought like his whole thing. Like that's the only thing I liked about the story in chapter 1. I just liked that the whole time. Like he's like, yeah, I'm a bad guy. Yeah, fuck you. All right. I don't know if I want to be a bad guy. Yeah. And that kind of joke playing off of that I liked. Yeah. Like that was like. This is genuinely it's straightforward and it serves the point. Like, and it tells everything at the same time. Yeah. Which is like my view on musicals. Like, if you could tell, like, I don't like musicals, but if you could do a musical where like the music conveys like character arcs or like that kind of stuff, that's fine because that's at least conveying something, and you're just getting to like the point. Mm-hmm. Not like we're eating dinner. It's like okay, who fucking cares about eating dinner? Like, but so like. Deltarune Chapter 1, I got through it. I did like the whole thing with like Lance and his father and all this. I did like the ending, even though I don't know if I get it because it just ends with him, and I don't know if there's like multiple endings either.
Wait, which ending of what?
Deltarune Chapter 1.
What happens at the end? So they all fall into the other classroom, right?
Yeah, they go back to the real world. But as you're going to sleep, you're going to bed. The main teacher wakes up in the middle of the night and just like grabs his heart, just throws it, and just turns around with a knife in his hand. That I liked. I liked how just weird that ending was. Like, what the fuck was this? Like, and the second game when you get to chapter 2 does not address that at all. It's like, yeah, okay.
Well,
like,
because he's definitely planning something.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, but that's because the chapter ends the same way, but more like climactically, like more like insane. Yeah. But I just love that like. It gives you breadcrumbs of something's going on, even during the game. Like like Chris doesn't talk, and sure you're thinking as a player, like yeah, he's a silent protagonist. Like of course he's not gonna talk. Yeah. But then like the second game kind of like goes out of its way to make that a plot point where like yeah he's kind of cool. He has that chill vibe and this and that. And
also, like, are you sure Chris is a he? Did they mention him as?
I think they mentioned him as they. So they give him.
I don't think Chris has a gender. I think it might be like it's supposed to be either or.
Yeah, that's why I think because they keep saying they or them in relation to Chris. So I think it's like I think it's non-binary. I think.
No, I think it's just supposed to be like you just prescribe to it whatever you want. Yeah, because it's like the character's like androgynous. You can't really tell.
Yeah, so I think you could just take it for what you will. Yeah. So. So, do you have anything to say about chapter 1? If we're getting to chapter 2, I mean,
not really. I mean, like I said, it's just like
it's a very light game.
I think, like I said, I think it's not that interesting on its own, but I think what this guy was doing because now he has a rabid, like they were mentioning, he has a rabid, fan base now, right? Yeah. And he wanted to make this game. But I think it was overambitious because, like, he made music for it and stuff, and it ended up being part of Undertale. Wow. He made like images, all type of assets.
What, like some of I see that.
And it ended up as Undertale, and I think now having this rabid fan base, he was able to create version 1, like chapter 1, and say, hey, what do you guys think of these ideas? And now he's going full out and building it. Building the game that he wanted to build originally.
By the way, when you said he has a rabbit, I heard rabbit. So I was like, rabbit changed everything. Wow.
He said, John said, Raven rabbits.
Oh man, but yeah, like that. I guess it's more like sad for Switch because you don't get that context with chapter 1 because they just dropped chapter 1, so you're just playing that as it is. It's not like improved at all. Well, so like because as you're saying, it's supposed to be like a survey and all this stuff. So all it's on for the Switch is just to set up the second game, which is fine. Yeah. So it serves on that purpose, but I think it would be cooler, like. But
But you need to play chapter 1 for it to make sense because, and I hate to bring up my arch nemesis,
Oh no!
But this is it very much like after chapter 2, it very much evokes Persona 4, because and I guess all the Personas are like this because you're going into these different worlds.
Yeah.
Like it's like the TV world, but instead it's like these different classrooms represent these like kingdoms and shit. Like you were in a computer room, and now you're in a fucking computer.
Yeah.
And it's like all of that, all like, and you're destroying these worlds and then bringing back to the main dark world. So it's like everything is going to be a bunch of different dark worlds.
Now,
and I thought something was interesting. It said when you save the last save point, it says to you, you're thinking about the fact that you'll never be able to go back to the computer world or whatever. And I found that interesting because there's definitely a ton of things that I missed because I went, okay, and this happens a lot in RPGs, and I don't know if you noticed this or this happened to you, but like there'll be a fork in the road, and you're like, okay, let me try and see what's going on this way, and then you're like, okay, I see what that is. Let me check the other way, and then you end up in like, so this happened to me a lot. I would check one hallway and I'd be like, okay, that looks like another way to advance, so let me check the other way, and the other way would make you advance. So I missed a bunch of secrets.
Yeah.
Because I never got to explore those areas. And then I ended up just going through the game. So like I don't remember exactly, like I didn't get all the blue check marks, for instance, because I advanced past that point. Did you get all the blue check marks? There's 3 of them. There's like challenges you have to do to get.
I did do all of them. Yeah.
What happened at the end? Because there's something that was like, oh, we were waiting for the 3 blue check marks. I was like, fuck, I didn't do it.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was about you reform, like you there's like these DJ robot people you meet up with, and I think you get them to like join you.
No, that's different.
No? Okay.
There's a secret where this guy is at the top of something, and he says, "Get me 3 check marks."
I don't remember. I think I've done it, and I don't think it's anything of value. I know I went out of my way to do that.
Yeah, there's gonna be some kind of implications for it because, like,
I think this gives you armor.
Hey, it's not that I'm not a real gamer. I just fucked up and went the wrong way, and then it advanced the story. And I was like, what?
Theo when he got the secret.
But that's my thing is that there's like a lot of things have long-term implications. Because, like, for instance, did you notice that in the town, one of those characters says, he probably says for you, this is God Town. Didn't you say you named yourself God? So he says it's God Town, right? Yeah. And that's something that you didn't think would have an effect at anything, right?
I don't know. Like that to me just seemed kind of. I don't know. Like I literally did not think anything about it. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's going to be subtle things of decisions you made that are going to have implications further on. It might be little, might be big, but
I think it'd be interesting once everything is out. Once all these chapters are out to see what it builds to, because chapter 2, I think we're told, oh, you have to shut down these fountains so that the Titans don't come and fuck shit up. I have a feeling that we're doing something bad. And
possibly.
Yeah, because it just seems so suspicious to me that all these people are going back to the original world that of Ralsei's castle. I named a baby hippopotamus in Mega Man Legends.
Wait, so hold that thought. I love Mega Man. Me and Just a Gamer John have the same taste in video games. I want to talk about this hippopotamus thing, but we have to talk about Deltarune first.
Yeah.
But
so there's something like that. I think they're gonna. I have a feeling Toriel's gonna be a bad guy. Ramiel, whatever the fuck, toothpaste guy is probably gonna be a bad guy. But I also like the combat in chapter 2 is way better. I love the boss fights with Queen. I've criticized the comedy in chapter 1 a little bit. Like it's fine overall. It's just some things I just didn't care for. This game did not do any of that tropey shit, and actually have like these, like the humor is the same, but it's like it doesn't keep subverting expectations. It's more of like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen, but like, what is it? But how's it gonna end? Like you fight the guy from the first game that does the puzzle room, whatever. And it's like, oh shit, like I lost the house game. Like he won. And I was like, oh,
he beat you?
Yeah, I fucked up the when I first played because I didn't understand the game completely.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was just fucking around. And I was like, and then by the time I took it seriously, he already because like I could have blocked him, and I never did that because I didn't think about that. By the time I realized that, he already blocked me from getting enough.
Any further, right?
So I was like, shit, are we just gonna go to a boss fight? Like I didn't know where's it gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, yeah, I won. Yeah, so what are you gonna do? I don't know. In the back of my mind, I was like, wait, if Lancer turned to a statue, he should turn to a statue. So I was like, so I also realized this is probably meaningless anyway, because if you win, he's probably gonna be like, yeah, fuck you, I'm not gonna let you pass anyway. Oh, I turned to a statue. It's like I had a feeling it's something like that in the other.
No, he says like, what does he do? He's like, I'm gonna do an ultimate attack or something, and then he just fucking passes out.
Yeah. That exactly. I knew it was gonna be something like that because he also led him to like an ultimate attack for me, but it was more just like they had a small dialogue about like how he won, and he's like, "Yeah, I won. Well, get ready for my ultimate attack. This is all for the ultimate attack."
Yeah.
Like, okay. But I do like that was that was awesome. Like that I did like that that did not rely on let's subvert expectations. More of just like,
but
where's that gonna go?
You keep saying subvert expectations, but I don't really think
like,
they were trying that hard to subvert your expectations in the first thing.
Well, in the first one, like they have you build this duck mobile, whatever, and you're just like, yeah, this is gonna destroy you. Oh, it broke. It's like
I don't think that's a subversion of expectations. I didn't expect that shit to work at all.
Well,
it's like I'm building a fucking duck-headed tank. That's what I built. I don't know what you built.
I built like a duck. It was a duck head. I think it was a duck body, but I gave him like treads for like the rolly wheels.
Okay.
I did this,
which was funny in this thing.
Yeah, I called it back, and it was like, this is the thing you built. And that like because it reutilized something that they said no. Like, yeah, this is redacted. Fuck this, and they used it for this. I don't know. I'll like, but even that, like the final boss fight seemed more like purposeful because like, in the first game, it's not a true boss fight. Like they trick you into thinking, oh, this is a fight. You're gonna fight Lancer's dad, and then it's like, all right, I don't want to fight anymore. It's okay. Oh, I killed you anyway. It's like that's what I mean. Like they build the expectation that you're gonna fight Lancer's dad.
Which I mean, it's no different than any other fight, though.
Well, yeah, but those fights are also like the same issue because those other fights of the past were all giving an expectation and subverting it. So when you see it the first two times, it's like every other fight after that's like, oh, this is not gonna be a fight. Oh, it's not a fight. Okay, like it becomes that. Well, two, it's like, oh, here's a fight. We're gonna just give you a fight. It's not traditionally the same fight. Like with the Queen, it's like it's a game of Punch Out, and this reminds me a lot. I was playing this, and I don't know if you. I doubt you had the same feelings. I don't think you made it far in Wonderful 101 as I did, but there were every Queen fight literally made me think of Wonderful 101 because there's a fight in Wonderful 101 that is literally Punch Out. Like they put he's doing a giant mag, they put you like in that same perspective, and you have to dodge. And I was like, this is like Toby must have been a fan of Punch Out and just want to throw this in or Wonderful 101. Maybe he's a huge fan. Me and him can connect on that. But I do like that was the thing. I liked Queen as a character. And the story in Chapter 2 I thought was much more interesting. I had much more to say about the characters. Like I actually liked the characters more in Chapter 2 because they had more of a personality than one. One was just they were more one note. Like I didn't give a shit about Susie. It was like, oh, I want to be a bad guy. Okay. Okay, I'll be your friend. It's like,
but that's the whole point. Is like,
well, I get that's the point. It's
like
that
I think the story in Chapter 2 sucks just as much. Like I don't like any of the characters. I don't like any of the dialogue. But like the point of Chapter 1 is Susie is like some disturbed kid. She thinks like everyone wants to shun her, so she's like, I'm just gonna be a bully, and like. She makes like Lancer's just a kid that's like, I'm a villain because like I'm in this kingdom. So like they make friends, and then Susie's like, all right, I guess I don't have to be a dick because I can make friends and people like me. That's the whole point. Like, but that's the whole point.
Well, yeah, but in Chapter 1, that point is not even like developed. It just happens. Like it.
No, it doesn't just happen though.
It does because there's parts where it's like. she just just runs with Lancer, does shit and all this, and then it's like, I guess I could be your friend, and it's like
no, because Lancer's a moron, and he can't Lancer's just a kid that's trying to have fun. Like he's just like he's not like a real villain. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna be a bad guy, but she's with Lancer, who's just a dumb fuck. Like he's not like actually a bad guy.
Well, but they could have stayed friends. They didn't have to be friends with Chris.
But they did because Lancer was never gonna be evil. Lancer's not evil. That was the whole point. Is that Lancer's is just a kid that's trying to have fun, and he's like, so you were like, hey Lancer, you're pretty cool, and he's like, these guys are cool, and then she's like, I guess I got to be friends with them too. Yeah, it doesn't just not like the whole even Lancer from the beginning when you see him, he's not a bad guy. He's just like, I'm gonna run you over with a bike because that's what I'm supposed to do. And then he's like, you guys are cool. He's like, thanks for complimenting my bike. See you later. Like he didn't ever want to be he's not a bad kid. That's the whole point.
I wonder if part of me is saying that because I didn't give a shit about the battle conversations.
Oh, you skipped those?
Because it's a battle.
Well, there you go.
Like
that's where and that was my point is that I said this the first time we talked about it. It's like character development is happening during the fights.
Okay, you know what?
Instead of some stupid ass cutscene.
It's not that I skipped all of them. It was just I read some of them, but then after a while, because as the fight went on, I kept doing it. Like I would read the first one. That's like okay, all right. Then I just stopped caring the more it went on because you know that there's gameplay hints in there too. This is so funny how you don't value things that are happening in gameplay, because but you care about the story. Out of all the things they could be teaching you, they decide to teach you in a place where you're focusing on like how am I gonna win, and they do this. And they do this during when you're like in the little heart box and you're just dodging attacks. It's like, I'm not going to read and dodge attacks at the same time. Why not? Because I could die.
Just read it.
What's the point? He's like, like, if you want me to read during combat, like, Persona does this too. Because, like, you can be fighting, and then at a certain point in the fight, they will give you a dialogue box to read, and they're like, oh, okay. But Persona's dialogue during battles is just stupid. It has nothing, like, the dialogue happening during the battles... No, I'm not saying about, like, oh, get up, buddy, let's go. Like, not that dialogue. There's moments where, like, you did not make it this far because you gave up after you saw that nightclub scene, which I don't blame you, by the way. I get it, but... You're fighting Adachi. You get to a part in that fight where then Adachi goes on and on more about his personality and why he hates you. It's like, this is why I'm like telling you, fuck off, like that kind of shit. Like, but that's stupid. But that's the difference. Is that has no bearing on the gameplay. Well, it's just dumb bullshit. That's this exposition. He goes into like explaining like I'm not gonna die to you, which or whatever he says whatever that leads into like him doing a more difficult attack. Like there's dialogue that is scripted to lead into like he's gonna start doing harder attacks. Like he'll have 2 turns now instead of 1. Unnecessary. But having dialogue as you're dodging attacks is necessary. Yes, because it's telling you like for instance like the way the enemies react to what you did tells you what effect it's having. That's different. But that's what happens. Okay. And that's why you didn't understand Lancer's character, because you completely missed the character development of what was happening when you were in the battle with him. That I got, because the first battle I do remember him saying like, oh, thanks for complimenting my bike and all this stuff. The whole time I'm just sitting there like I was doing the conversation shit with him. Yeah. So that I understood, but when it becomes like, oh, here's a bullshit enemy that's just like on in the ground, like it's just an everyday enemy. Yeah. And they do this dialogue. It's like, I don't give a shit about this. Like, but, you know, I mean, there's certain things, and it's more interesting in the second part, because in the first part, it's like everything is way too easy. So it's like, you don't really need to learn that much. But, like, there's certain things where you see, okay, a good example is that 3-headed, what's that thing called? That, like, cat dragon thing with the 3 heads. When you have to, like, talk to it about a subject. Okay, yeah. It'll react different ways depending on what you talk about. And, like, you might not be making any progress if you
say the wrong things.
Well,
so that's why reading all that stuff is important.
I will say in chapter 2 I did read more of the dialogue in battle, like because that at least. So chapter 1 I just kind of like it was like whatever. 2 I kind of cared a little bit more because I was more invested in what's going on because it seemed more like play however you want, and it also gave me a more of an incentive to recruit enemies.
Yeah.
So that's why I cared more about reading the dialogue because it gave me an incentive to do it. Like when I was talking to Queen, I was like, oh, I'll just talk to her because like when I had to, not like you couldn't do it later on. But
right.
I was like, yeah, I'll just talk to all these characters because now there's a reason for it. In chapter 1, it's like I guess it's part of the survey to see like how that would work, but it's like. And I guess like chapter 1, if no one played it, he wouldn't have known. Like, yeah, there should be incentive to conversations.
Yeah.
Even though that was an Undertale, that's kind of why I'm whatever on the survey angle of Deltarune chapter 1. Like, I get it. It's just there's so many similarities with Undertale that it's like I would like to know what specifically that he was looking for in that survey because it can't. Because it is part of like the 3-party system that he wants answers for, but I wonder if there was more like intricate things he was looking at as well, like stuff that might be a little more like into the.
Well, here's something right away that probably had something to do with feedback he got from the first thing. One of the not one of the first things that happens, but somewhat early on when you're dealing with those like robot DJ people, everyone gets the ability to do actions on their own. Because Susie's like, why the fuck do I have to wait for Chris to do what I want? Like dance or whatever. So it's like, you could only act through Chris in the initial game. So that was probably, So that's like,
I don't see if people
that's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah. It's funny though, like when I was playing Deltarune, I was thinking like the gameplay is exactly like Persona 2's gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It almost plays the same way because you're controlling. It's more like chapter 2 because you go through each character's like attacks and then it plays the turns in order of the attack. So it's the same thing with Deltarune. I was like like everything about this this is probably why I was more invested in doing Undertale because it reminded me of those RPGs and I was like I like that kind of gameplay where you're just putting stuff in and then you're seeing what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because Persona 3, 4, and then onwards, those are more traditional true JRPGs where you see an enemy do an attack, their turn immediately, so you can react.
Yeah, that's you haven't played enough RPGs.
Oh.
There's a lot more. There's a lot of different battle systems. Yep. Like Persona has one of the worst battle systems I've had.
You know what?
Persona 4. I hated it.
I think you should try Resonance of Fate.
I've never heard
this
of it.
Is on, I think it's on Steam as well because they re-released it for 4K.
Mm-hmm.
It's on PS4 and all this other stuff. I played it. I dropped it, but it is such a I'm trying to go back into it thinking about how do I play this game? It is so confusing. You have to line your characters in a formation. You have to press guns. There's all this shit you have to keep track of.
Retro hates it.
Yeah, I know he hates it.
Wait, what's this game called?
Resonance of Fate.
Resonance of Fate.
It is also a very story heavy game as well.
Oh well, you know that.
But it's not. But
can I skip the cutscenes?
Maybe. I feel like they added. I think they did. The thing in the original version that was on the PS3 you couldn't, and then they added it. But it's not anime. It's not like Persona 4. You're not gonna see a bunch of teenagers in a nightclub acting like they're drunk. So that's not.
Theo just told me that this is not anime shit.
No, I'm saying I'm saying.
Can I see that? Hold on. Yes, this is not anime shit.
No, I'm saying.
How do I bring that back? I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is that you're not gonna see teenagers in the nightclub being like, "Oh, we're plastered," oh, nothing like that. It's more like a serious anime.
Okay. I'm actually surprised I've never heard of this game.
Well, I think it was only on PS3, so I mean that might be why.
And I am definitely a Sega fanboy, and I like when they try. This sounds like a weird Sega experiment.
So
I might
weird.
enjoy it. It probably sucks though.
The beginning I feel lied to me because it was kind of fun, but now I'm like thinking, I was like, yeah.
I actually am really interested.
I don't know, but yeah,
I can't believe I've never heard of it.
Sega does have the Shining series.
Shining Force 2 is one of my favorite games ever.
Like,
it might be like number 2.
I kind of like it, but the RPG system is so fucking like convoluted.
Yeah,
because there's all this.
But I'll probably like that. Because like I was talking about before, the only video games I truly love are like arcade style video games and games that require like a lot of thinking. So like that might be one of them.
Yeah, maybe. But, yeah, because it's also like military, so there's no like, oh, we gotta go to the Shadow Realm, we gotta fight demons or anything. Like
it's just like shooting people.
Yeah, like you're just a bunch. You're in a resistance going against a government, if I remember correctly. That's why I'm saying like it's not like Persona where it's like, oh, there's a bunch of teenagers and sexualized bullshit. Like it's nothing like that.
Yeah, I think I like this. It sounds super interesting, but it might suck.
You're going against fun.
Wait, who is he talking about? Me?
Who are you talking?
Or just playing this game would be going against fun.
Probably playing the game. Someone mentioned the Tales series, right? The Tales of Battle System is pretty good. That one is. I don't know about the other Tales games. I've only played Tales of Arise, and that combat is pretty good. That one does, but that one I feel like true like hardcore Tales fans I feel do not like this game. I feel it's like, oh, they tried to appease like action fans because it does have some action combat in it, but it's also done in like an RPG kind of style too.
Okay, this game might be made for me. I'm reading a Steam review, not recommended. I love to read the negative ones just to see if like, okay, what are these criticisms? This guy says, make no mistake, this game can be for you. If you're a gameplay first type player, and you're willing to work your way through about 20 minutes of an optional tutorial, and you're fine with long-winded, grindy JRPGs, this game will be an absolute blast. Done.
I'm telling you, yeah, but you might want to go through the tutorial.
No, I will.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, I'm just gonna skip it because
I'll do tutorials all day. Done.
Oh, you know it's funny. So I have Game Pass, and I saw this. I follow like cheap ass gamer who always posts all these like cheap sales for games. So he posts like, oh, on the Switch, like Chris Tales is like $5. I was like, oh, okay. I look at it, and I'm like, the style looks kind of cool. Like, the cover looks rad. I played it on Game Pass. And like the combat was so dull.
Which game?
Chris Tales.
I've never heard of this.
I think it's an indie game. I do not know anyone that worked on it. Like but the gameplay it's so like bland, and the art style looks like a mobile game almost. Like it's very like clip art is like this. And I was like, oh, I don't like it just turned me off.
Yeah. And
the whole time I was like, okay, maybe it'll grow on me. Maybe the story's gonna grow on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it drops me in after the tutorial battle. All right, you're plucking flowers. A frog takes your flower. You gotta get the rose. I was like, oh, okay, off. And then I tried this other game that the style looked nice. It was called Haven. Pop that in, and this game is. I don't know where the combat is because the first bad omen that turned I was like, oh no, I started the game was this. So we recommend you play on the default difficulty. It is very easy, but there is an easy mode if you want to play it on that. I was like,
wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, wait, you're telling me that the main difficulty is like easy, but if I need to go on easy, I can. Like, okay, like this is. That raised a red flag to me. I was like, I don't know if this is a game for me. I played it, and all it is just you're running around a deserted planet, just collecting flowers, and just this. I was like, what is this game? I don't know. And I look in the menus, like, there's armor sets. And all this. I was like, where? I played this for like an hour. I was like, where's the combat? What's going? The only thing I will say that is kind of cool is that you're playing as 2 characters at once because they're a couple, so the whole thing is them like, oh, we're leaving because you don't accept us. Whatever.
Okay, sure.
The dialogue is fine. I do kind of like the characters, but it's like the game. There's no hook in the gameplay. It's like I don't get what I'm doing. What are we doing here? Like, oh, collecting this. Oh, the spaceship is stuck.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Okay, can I fight anything now? Like, what is it? Like, it's just going on.
Which game is this you're talking about now?
Haven.
I don't know.
It's another indie game, but it's like I was over it. I was like, I'm done with that.
They're talking about Tales. Have you played these Tales of games?
Only Tales of Arise.
I was gonna play them, but then are they they're real time games. They're not turn based, right?
They're a mix. It's a hybrid kind of game because it is like, hey, you're just wailing on them, but there is like status elements you have to keep track of. You have like special attacks you can combo into, but you can only like wait until they recharge.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Warcraft or like a World of Warcraft or like Phantasy Star Online type of shit.
Yeah, I mean it's also like you have party members that you can switch between control. Like they can do auto stuff and you can tell them like, oh, do this instead or whatever. So there is like some of that. I would kind of compare it to Final Fantasy VII, the remake, which you already told me you don't like. So you may not like Tales of Arise. I don't know if the other Tales games play the same though. I don't know. I
think they're not turn based, which I saw and I was like, oh, I want to play this, and I looked at it and I don't think it's turn based, which I'm sad about because I turn based games are basically dead. Like they don't. I think they're coming back kind of recently.
Yeah, you could thank Persona 5 for that.
Fuck that.
So
I mean, I guess I can.
Persona 4 and 5 was a tag team effort.
Yeah.
I still like. It was funny this morning. I was on Twitter and someone posted like, "What happened to Atlas?" And they showed like one picture of this guy that worked at Atlas. And I didn't read the text, but it was like he looked like a badass and all this stuff. The bottom half, it just shows him like another guy that's like more like happy and all this stuff, and it shows like a character from Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is like the most like fan servicey game you could find. So it's like, yeah, what happened here? It's like, well, yeah, because they wanted to sell more games, and then they figured this is the market.
Right. So back to Deltarune. What are your thoughts? Do you think you continue when Part 3 comes out?
Oh yeah, I mean after Chapter 2, I'm sold on going through it because I loved. Like you didn't care for the story, but I liked the story of Chapter 2. I thought it was it gave me more of an incentive to care of like what's going on and the characters. Like they all had like a weight to them, and this is what I remembered. I was gonna say way earlier. I'm gonna remember it now since we're wrapping this up. The beginning of Undertale looks exactly the same style as the ending of Chapter 2 of Deltarune because it has like that brown like sprite of the map or whatever. And unfortunately with Undertale, which I knew it does this, I thought when you start a new game, you brings you to another menu to be like, oh, this or whatever. It dropped me in and I missed like the beginning of that cutscene a little bit because it just drops you right into a cutscene.
Oh, you like skipped the initial.
I didn't skip it. It was just like I wasn't looking at the screen when I did it, and then I looked back. I was like, oh shit, there was like stuff going
it's
on.
like a game starts.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but it as I was saying before, like how there's some similarities with Deltarune and Undertale, like that's one of them. I was like thinking about in the back of my mind, like I feel like this is gonna end either leading into Undertale, or it's gonna be revealed that this is a sequel to Undertale or something. Like, I kind of feel the most theory thing you could come up with would be like, oh, maybe Chris is Sans, like he's gonna die on Deltarune, and he's gonna be a skeleton, which would also explain why like the mom is similar in both games and whatever. Like,
yeah, if it were, I mean, I think the most obvious thing would be it would be a prequel. Because, not the most obvious thing, but it would make sense because it's like, there's like a world where there's all the animals above ground, and they're going through all these dark worlds, and I would assume what's going to happen is this dark world they're consolidating all the monsters into is just going to explode into the real world and destroy everyone. and that's why they're gonna have to live underground.
And that's like I mean, even the way that chapter 2 ends, it just ends with this big like explosion of darkness.
Yeah.
In there, so I'm very curious to see how chapter 3 is gonna start. I do just hope that now that it's on the Switch, that it's gonna be simultaneous release from here on.
Yeah, what I read is that he's talking about building parts 3, 4, and 5 and releasing them all at once, but charging for them, I believe.
I'd be curious to see how much it would be. Like, it's probably gonna be like 15. I
wouldn't be surprised.
I guess because I just know like this is the only thing that's great about Steam and sucks about console. Like Skullgirls, for example. Like I bought the season pass. And on Steam, they give you access to the beta because they can just upload patches whenever they want. They don't have to like wait for approvals or anything like that. While with like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, they always have to approve each patch before they approve it.
That's right.
And it's for Skullgirls is worse with the Switch because I think that went through another company as well. Like it was Skybound.
Like they had someone handle the Switch port.
Yeah. Well, it was also like they weren't aware that they were porting it to the Switch, because I think it was Autumn Games had the rights, and they just did it anyway.
That's right.
And Lab Zero was just like, they woke up one morning and was like, apparently Skullgirls is out. Like they didn't tell us yet, and it was a shitty version too. They had to like fix it on top of that.
So stupid.
But
yeah. Well, I guess.
But we can talk about Mega Man Legends. I mean,
we have to catch up on a lot of these comments.
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
This will be the chat segment.
Okay.
Guys,
so let's see what these people were talking about. Yeah, the people can't leave until the raid anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not a true gamer.
Yeah, I'm a true gamer. Bearing.
Tails battle system. Tell me more about the Tails battle system. Okay, so indies are the way to go for turn-based RPGs. Okay, John, my favorite battle system ever is Final Fantasy X. I've heard that there's a Lord of the Rings game that has basically the same battle system. Are there any indies RPGs that are similar to that? And then, yes, let's talk about this baby hippo and Mega Man Legends, because I don't remember. I remember beating. Is it Mega Man Legends or Mega Man Legends 2? I beat both of them. I don't remember there being a baby hippo in Mega Man Legends. Did you play Mega Man Legends? Never?
I'm not a Mega Man nut.
Do you like Mega Man Legends is more like Zelda almost. Okay. Like Zelda 64, but not really. How do you get to the baby hippo? I just remember kicking cans around.
If you can get a PS2 or PS2 emulator, take out Shadow Hearts.
I've
Shadow Hearts Covenant.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yes. The baby. Yes. What did you name it? So he named it like. He didn't say what he named it. Yes, I remember this. Do you have the? Okay, 3 options. I feel like someone else said something that we needed to talk about, that we ignored them.
Let's see. Tails Bellson's pretty good. It's fun. Symphonia twice. Gazillion second time.
Scroll up like way up. Maybe it was before. Yeah, let me see. Scroll on.
Cool box art.
Oh, that's right. Fucking Retro showed me his fucking. Look at this motherfucker's collection of shit. If anyone's on the.
I can pull up mine.
Yeah, if anyone's on the Discord. Well, this is how we can tease the Discord. Go to the game club chat. Can we? Oh, send it there.
You do it.
And you can see Retro's insane collection of shit. Let me see if there's anything really weird in here. So Retro, when do you ever like just get rid of stuff? Like, there's too much shit. Like, you just like put it on your bed.
This is like literally the meme of Goofy or whatever, Max from Goofy, where he's just in this girl's apartment. It's like, you live like this?
But it's like what do you do when do you keep
Oh my
buying
God.
stuff? There's
I would
never-
not. Okay, you know what? I do not keep boxes. That's the one thing. Like, I mean, some
Theo
boxes I can understand.
Theo
Like,
draws the line.
These boxes are cool. I mean, this is art. These boxes are art. You can't destroy art. But I would not keep a console box. Like, why would I keep a PS5 box? Holy shit! Like, I'm cool with the figures, dude, and the
Retro, what's wrong with you? You don't have Streets of Rage 3? Come on, you gotta have the whole trilogy. I know it's the black sheep of the family.
A lot of it is blocked off behind other stuff. No getting rid of stuff. Streets of Rage 3 is expensive in Europe.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, why? Yeah, I mean, where's he gonna get the money for that, Charles?
I know. Yeah, right? No, it's probably like fucking 400 pounds or something.
You know what? I can't like necessarily completely dunk on Retro. I do have a lot of art books, but I at least read them.
I just don't know what you do with all this shit. 300 is not cheap.
It's pretty cheap. You can sell a kidney.
Speaking of, did you like Streets of Rage 4 Retro?
If you say no, gonna send time out.
I want to hear his opinion.
But be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I gotta sit in timeout because I didn't actually like it.
Oh
See,
my God!
I recognize
that's bullshit. You liked it during PAX.
Yes, because they put you on the best level in the game. In the dojo level is the best level in the game, and it's like I can recognize that Streets of Rage 4 is a good game. It's well built. It's like it has a great art style. But I don't fucking like it. Let me guess what
threw you off. Like,
okay.
Was it the level where you slip and slide all over the place?
No, I didn't like the whole game. I don't like the juggling. Okay, here's my problem with it. Is that you're not like a Streets of Rage fan. That's the thing. I don't like how they pretended Streets of Rage 3 didn't exist, and they took a bunch of mechanics from that game out, and then added other shit. Like Streets of Rage is not known for juggling, and then there's also like the thing that really pissed me off is the like invincibility frames they added to all these characters. It's like
I agree. I do not like the enemies in that game.
Yeah,
like some of them, it's like okay, just get good, whatever. But a lot of them are just kind of cheap sometimes. Like,
it's not even that. It's that in every other in Streets of Rage 2 and 3, you could always like no matter what, like the characters did have invincibility, right? The enemies, but you also had invincibility when you did you could counter it with your special move. Okay. You can't do that in this game.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Though I do like that it does a green health system where like you just do a special and just regain your health.
Yeah, that's fine. But my point is that like if you're gonna get attacked by a character that's doing like an unblockable move, you could do your unblockable move and counter it and be safe in the older Streets of Rages. They just took that out.
Yeah.
And it's like this is like you can't I personally think you don't build mechanics into a game and then make the fourth game and say, actually, these mechanics that are in the game, we don't like those anymore, and we're replacing it with some other shit and adding new shit too. It's like it's a different game. Like I know it's silly to say this, but if they called it like Streets of Rage Evolution, I would have less of a problem with it. But to call it Streets of Rage 4 and to remove mechanics from the previous game really bothers me.
It's like fighting games.
But yes, exactly.
So maybe that's the angle. I don't know.
But it's like it's just a weird. It's just, you're not building upon what was done in Streets of Rage 3.
Oh, that's why he keeps the box. Well, okay, you got me there,
dude. I'll fuck with Kids Crayola Adventure. Let's go. You can get that for like 25 cents on eBay, baby.
Oh man, I still am mad. I could not get that Beautiful Joe game for $20.
I don't know. Just the gamer, John. What should we play next?
And the summer titties. You can always join Just Gamer John. I mean,
is he in the Discord? Are you the same name in Discord?
Yeah, I think it's the same name in Discord.
Dude, John, send me fucking game recs because I have no time to play video games ever, and like there's too much garbage to sift through. So,
but also Just Gamer John. I mean, so you're saying like
I'll play Mario Party all day.
Like you may not be around.
I know. I'm moving to New York. So
you could replace him, Just Gamer John. You could be the Charles next week or the week after, whenever. I mean, you could be the next one.
Yeah. So the spot might be vacant for a couple weeks while I figure out my life in New York.
Well, don't worry, he's
not dead.
He's gonna come back. I mean, it's not like that happy hour episode where a guy goes upstairs and never comes back. That's not gonna happen to him.
What's that?
I think there was like a character they had in Happy Days, and they just had him like go upstairs, like he was, I'm going to bed, and then he never came back.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. But I mean, that was also I think a Family Guy joke, so I don't know how true that is. But
I don't know. Sometimes they put characters on a bus and they never come back.
Yeah.
Yes. So I guess this is out in the open. Yes, we may go on hiatus for the game club, but. I mean, it depends. I just don't know how busy I'm going to be because I'm going to be looking for a place in New York.
There is, I mean, I still do the individual game club. Like I just uploaded the Lost Judgment game club on Patreon and in the Twitch sub Discord. So if you're Twitch sub, you have access to that. So you can watch that. You can listen to me gab about it if you want.
Chuck Cunningham.
That would be the name of that guy from Happy Days, maybe.
Moved upstairs and never came back. That's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, honestly, okay. So I'm going, and did I tell you I'm going to New Orleans for a wedding?
Well, you might have told me that.
So I might. How long does it take to beat Metroid Fusion? Do you think it's probably? Let's look this up because maybe we can play.
I mean, it's a Game Boy game, so I can't imagine.
It's got to be an hour, maybe 2.
Dread is 10 hours to beat. Which so I've been playing Dread, a great fucking game. The combat is smooth. The thing I really love about Dread is so they have these stalker enemies that there are only like sanctioned in these one areas. Come on.
5 hours for it's Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I figured. But oh man. So in Dread, like they have these stalker enemies that just chase you around, but They sanction them off in a section of the map, and it's not too short of a map either. So it's not like they're in one room and that's it. It's like it's a span of a few rooms and all this stuff. Like it's a good distance, and it's paced very well. Like I think it's better than how Mr. X is paced in Resident Evil 2 remake. Like because Resident Evil 2 remake, it just seems like okay, I just want to breathe. Oh right, Mr. X just comes right in. It's like, okay, this guy's here again. Like this one seems more of like they give you ways to get around it. Like you can parry the stalker enemy. The stalker enemy will grab you, and you get it gives you a narrow window to just parry. If you don't parry, it just kills you instantly. The only thing I don't like about it is I wish it was more obvious when to parry because they don't tell you when. It's a narrow window, and the timing is random. Like, it could be, like...
Random?
Yeah, it's a random timing scheme. Like, it's impossible to learn when is the time to parry.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm just like, you're never gonna learn then. If it's narrow, that's fine enough. Like, you could just learn that way, and it could be skill and all this stuff. But this is like, no, that's random. Good luck, buddy. It's like, oh, cool.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
The game does also give you a cloak eventually. Like you just get that ability later on, so you can hide from them if they're just walking around. But they do mark them on the map if they're in the same area as you. Like it does a good job, like making it so that it's not super demotivating. Like you're not gonna be playing the game like, oh my god, I can't progress. These things are killing me and I can't go on. Like it does have a good generous checkpoint system. And it's not generous in the sense of it's like baby mode checkpoints. It's more of like it gives you enough time where like you can do a reasonable amount of progress and die and not lose a lot of it. Like you lose like maybe like a quarter or whatever. Like it's a good balance. It's not super stupid easy. It's not overly challenging. It's like a good medium where it's like, and then you also give you a hard mode once you beat it. So and the thing I love about the stalkers, the last thing I'll say about this is it changes the screen to like gray, like it looks like a horror movie almost.
Okay.
And that I loved. It's like because they're terrifying things. Like they crawl and everything. They can run after you. They can crawl wherever. Like they can chase you down efficiently. And it's like this is great. I love how creepy this is. I love the atmosphere of Dread. It's so like at first I didn't understand why they called it Dread. It's like
okay.
Yeah. Now it's making sense. Like because like where you're in, it's like. You could be like peaceful in one room, go in the next room. All right, you're gonna get fucked up. It's like oh shit, like what the fuck? Like I love it. Then like once you beat a boss, it's like okay, now they give you a weapon to kill the stalker enemies because otherwise you can't kill them at all. Nothing works on them. So they give you one item that works only one time per use, and it's like you have to like get enough distance, shoot them down, do all this stuff, and while they're still chasing you. On top of that, so it's like. You have to keep moving around and still shooting at them. There was one time where it was driving me up the wall where it's like I knew what to do. It's like I have to keep shooting it, but it keeps regenerating the armor. So I had to keep shooting, moving, stop, shoot, and it's like if I just stay too long, he'll just kill me. It's like like so Dread is just a ton of fun. Like I can't stop playing that game. We almost forgot to rate Deltarune. I just remembered.
Oh,
holy shit. So we'll go back to the rating right now. So for me, I'm gonna rate both of them at the same time. So I'm not gonna separate these reviews. So I give it out of like 5 for me. I'd say like a 4 out of 5. I think it's still solid fun. Like Chapter 2 really sold the game to me. Like like if Chapter 2 was more like Chapter 1, I probably would be like, don't need to play anymore. And it got me to Undertale, so that's also a positive too. Like it got me to play another game. And that's always good. Like when you play a game, it's like, I want to play this other game now.
Yeah.
It's
like, I'd agree with a 4.
So it's a total 8 out of 10.
There you go. Okay, here's something I can poll the people on for thinking about next week, and maybe we can just text about this and like maybe put in the Discord. If we can find a game that's like 2 to 3 hours or less to beat. That I could just play on the plane and finish on the plane. That would be, then we could just do a virtual one next week.
Yeah.
But like, I'm definitely not gonna have time to play video games this week because I'm gonna be going to New York. I'm flying out to New Orleans on Wednesday, and I don't fly back till Monday. I gotta go to a party on Monday, and then I'm going into my office for the first time on Tuesday, I think. So I'm just gonna have no time to play video games. So. If we can find like a game that I can just play on the plane, real quick, like what's it like a 2-3 hour game? I don't have a Nintendo Switch, so let's find.
You can emulate. We just talked about this last week.
Yeah, I don't have a computer powerful enough to emulate a laptop to emulate
a Switch game.
I don't think so. Well, actually, maybe it would be.
I mean, it's like as powerful as I don't want to say PS4 because it's not that. It's like definitely weaker than that. Probably like a 360 at best.
Switch emulation is potato tier, he says. Yeah, I think you have to have a super powerful computer to make it happen. Like, your computer has to be way more powerful than the console you're emulating.
Oh.
Like, because you gotta think, it's literally, you are using computer instructions to pretend to be the hardware. So it's abstracted on a level of it's a program that's pretending to be that thing now running on your.
Okay, I prefer playing video games on the original hardware. That's just me. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I am on the side of like emulate if no one is willing to sell the game.
Yeah, if it's nowhere. If it's completely can't.
Yeah, because I mean it's bullshit to be. Like, even Killer 7, it's just like, yeah, I mean, sure I cut down for like $85, but it's like, that is at least a game I could play, and I like the game, but it's still like, man, if only you could just put it on a PS4 or something.
You could just get it on Steam, where it looks amazing.
Yeah, if they believe that Apple exists. I mean, Apple had their own.
Dude, I'm telling you, get to fucking boot camp.
You're saying like a hard drive or an SSD?
Yeah, just get a. Okay, this is what you do. Do you have a hard drive somewhere?
Yeah.
No.
I
we
do,
can
but
do it after.
yeah, because I wouldn't want to use the laptop for that. I probably want to use the desktop to do it.
Well, all you gotta do is, do you know how to get to your boot menu on your Mac?
There is an app for Boot Camp though.
Neo Geo rules. And you just talk about how you emulate Neo Geo.
Yeah. But yeah, I think because there's an app for Boot Camp. Like
all you gotta do is install Boot Camp on your external hard drive.
It's right there.
Yeah, install it on your external hard drive, and then when you boot your computer, boot from the USB port.
Okay.
And then it'll boot Windows from your USB port. You want it to be an SSD just so it's fast, right? Because like I have an old ass laptop, and I put a solid state in it, and it runs like a brand new thing.
All right.
So it's like, yeah.
Oh. I was going to literally go through like a hard drive today, and then like my other friend came. I was gonna stream I was so close to streaming the Apple event today because I just wanted to just
trash it.
Yeah, the Apple events are always fun to watch because it's so ridiculous. Like they had this one guy show up that just did nothing but show charts about so like we have this new M1 chip and it's great. Look how fast it is. Look at this chart, and it shows like this graph. Like now let's put this into perspective, and it was another chart up that shows another line. It's like, all right, that was that chart, but you know what? We have this other M1 chip. Here's another chart. It's like, oh my god, this is like chart hell.
Yeah.
Like when we're talking about chips, then talk about charts. But it's that. It is curious. It is funny to see that this MacBook that they announced went back on everything they did in the last MacBook. Like they had like that touch bar on the keyboard. Yeah. Removed that.
Really?
Yeah, they removed that completely. The ports, they're back. They're not just USB-C anymore.
What?
Yeah, like before it was only USB-C.
No, I know.
Yeah, and now it's like, okay, you have USB-C. You can still charge through that if you want. They have the MagSafe charger too.
What?
They have an HDMI port like my laptop has. And it's like, this is like a complete 180.
Does Apple not know what they're doing anymore? What the fuck?
It's so bizarre. It's funny. And I still have at that press conference they had the year before last, I think, when they announced that new MacBook that had all that stuff and the USB-Cs, and it's like, and guys, headphone jack, and it's like, okay, because they knew everyone was like upset at the phone not having it. It's like, guys, don't worry, this has a headphone jack. Oh my god! But now Apple's not alone in the headphone jack game. Now everyone's doing it. Everyone followed suit with Apple again.
Makes me sick.
I had an art teacher in college that was saying, yeah, Apple used to be the trendsetter. Now everyone's copying Samsung now. And then now everyone's coming back to Apple. So the tech industry with phones is just a joke now. Because before, like, I would agree, like, yeah, there's a preference, whatever, like, or one's better than the other. But now they're so similar almost. The only difference now is just the OS.
Yeah.
That's there. And that's, like, the only line you draw. And the price. But, I mean, that's self-explanatory.
Yeah. All right. Well, if anyone thinks of a game that's under 3 hours or less, let us know. We can play it.
There's Metroid Fusion and
Metroid Fusion said it takes 6 hours to beat.
It's only like 3 more. I mean,
I'm not gonna be having time for it.
You could do it in your sleep. Just play.
Yeah,
go to bed and be like.
Yeah, right. That's not happening.
Or you could you can get on an airplane. Airplanes are long. They're not like.
Yeah, but it's a 3-hour flight, and I'm not going to play video games the entire time.
And you're going to talk to everyone for 3 hours? Like, exactly. You're going to sit there you're going to talk to all your friends for 3 hours?
No, I'm going to fucking read books, work on stuff. I'm not going to play video games the entire time. And then
get a little of this guy, the reader.
And then I'm going to be in New Orleans. I'm not going to play video games when I'm in New Orleans. And I'm also in the wedding that I'm going to. So I have responsibilities as well. So I'm not going to play video games. And I get home, and I'm immediately going to a party. And then I gotta go to work the next day.
Okay, you know what? Type 1 in chat if you think these are all excuses.
It's not excuses. I just don't have time to play video games. You can play
games. Where there's a game or there's a way.
If you go to New Orleans and you play video games...
See, Retro agrees.
If you go to New Orleans and you play video games, then you gotta reevaluate your life, man.
New Orleans is probably still like, they're they're probably gonna get another hurricane this year. I mean,
All right, then definitely not gonna be playing video games. I'm gonna be swimming.
you're gonna sit there and be miserable. Like you can play games. Like you're gonna be sit there miserable. Like, you have a laptop that's a battery. I'm typing number one in here. Yeah, see, all these people agree. These are all excuses. We should
just look up New Orleans. It's a great cultural city.
I got it. We should do a new segment called the Gamer Challenge, where we just try
go to like an exotic locale and then just play video games there instead of enjoying it.
No, game like when you're not supposed to be gaming, but game then. So like if you're at a wedding, yeah, you should be gaming there. That's the challenge.
Oh my god!
Find a way to game it.
I would be shot. See, there you go. Exactly. Gamer John's gonna be.
This sounds like but that sounds like a Persona 4 plot line. I mean, you're gonna be like the Teddy. You're gonna be Teddy. When you go there, you're gonna be like, well, I don't want to go all the way in that direction. I don't want to be that negative.
Theo doesn't want to say anything that's gonna make him lose his job. I'd like Yidia games better than Vidia.
All right.
Well, all right. Someone think of a fucking 2-hour game we can play. Let's just play like Streets of Rage. That takes an hour to beat.
I'm down with that.
Wait a second. Let's see.
Or Final Fight, and we can discuss.
What about Sonic Advance? I've never played Sonic Advance.
I don't know if is it available anywhere for me?
I don't know. Sonic Advance takes 2 hours to beat. We could beat that. Sonic Advance 2 is 3 hours.
But did it get ported anywhere else?
I don't know. Depends on how long that plane ride is, though. But I could definitely beat Sonic Advance. The first one. 2 hours, done. That is if I'm good enough to beat it.
Well, if only I had a N-Gage.
Oh, shit. So it's not like, it doesn't come up for like Virtual Console or anything? How about like one of the...
Oh, actually, it is on the Virtual Console, yeah. Oh, no, wait. It says, the game has been ported to Nokia, the Android devices, and also available on the Wii U via the Virtual Console in Japan.
Nah, fuck that. What about like... The Super Mario Advance games are just old Mario games, though, right? They're not like special games.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some light difference.
Persona dancing game? This guy chimes in at the end to say some bullshit? Come on, man.
Hey, Persona 3 dancing is pretty good. It has Mass Destruction remix, and that's pretty good.
Fuck that. Alright, well, if anyone thinks of any game we could play.
That's available for, like, both of us. Both of us have to be able to play it.
Yeah, just throw ideas out there. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how the pieces fall. But if we can figure that out, we could do a quick game club next week virtually. But if not, then might be on a short hiatus. Theo might find someone else to hang out with.
Mario Bros. Advance 3 or whatever. They put on the Wii U and all the e-card levels.
What does that mean? Is that is the e-card levels like a different game? Like, does it become cohesively like one game?
Which one is Mario Advance 3?
I don't know. Let's see.
Is that one? I think that was Yoshi.
Yoshi's Island. Yep. Yoshi's Island. Why do they name these like this? Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3. What does that fucking mean? Like, why didn't they just
the e-card levels Mario Bros. 3? Oh, so I guess it adds Mario Brothers 3 levels to it.
I mean, I'd play Yoshi's Island. Done.
You know,
you can play. Oh, it's on the Wii U.
Well, it is on the Switch.
Is it on the Switch?
I think it's Yoshi's Island. What's called? Or like, because the one on the Game Boy Advances are all like remakes of SNES.
This is so funny. Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3 is the Game Boy Advance remake of Super Mario World 2.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. That's
so confusing.
The advanced games are all like re-releases of the.
Yeah, I know, but it's so confusing that they call it Super Mario Advance 3. Like, just call it Yoshi's Island Advance and be done with it. So it's not so confusing.
We only had the Super Mario Advance 4 and Mario Bros. 3. Okay, but I mean, I could play the Yoshi game on the Switch.
Okay, wait. How long to beat Yoshi's Island, though? 8 hours? That's out of the question.
Yeah, nope.
God damn it. Every platformer ranked by how far. Every Mario platformer ranked by how long they take to beat. But that's gonna be.
Speedrunners, maybe?
Wait, hold on. Super Mario Land is 1 hour. Have you ever beaten that? I don't think I've ever played it.
I think it's only on the Game Boy, so I wouldn't be able to play it.
Ah, damn it. Super Mario Land 2. Super Mario Bros. Is 2 hours, but we've all played that. Super Mario Bros. 2 is 2.5 hours. The Lost Levels is 3 hours. I don't think I've ever beaten the Lost Levels. Oh, we're getting up to 5 hours. No, that's done.
Play Toho Perfect Cherry Blossom, only 20 minutes.
Okay, let's see what that's about. Is it some stupid, like,
I think it's an anime game.
it's probably some fucking, what's that?
I did a commission of a Toho character in the past.
I'm trying to think of the fucking, what's the thing with when you have the little trees? Oh, bonsai. I was, like, thinking it's a bonsai simulator. No, it's a bullet hell game.
Yeah. I did a character for a commission once.
We're not playing no walking simulators. I might as well just walk in real life.
You say that's a walking sim?
No, he's saying we could do one.
Oh, yeah, you do. Everybody's gone to the rapture.
Oh yeah.
Everybody gone to sleep.
I was like, I wouldn't even be able to beat this game. It's difficult. Fuck me.
Fury is pretty hard too. Play Gone Home. Yeah.
Gone Home? No, thank you.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm good. That's like I just watch it on YouTube. Perfect Cherry Blossom says it takes 4 hours to beat.
But is it real for me? Like, is it?
I don't know. Who cares?
Like, I need to see if I could be able to play it. How about
it says Microsoft Windows only, so you wouldn't even be able to play it.
Yeah, I'd be screwed. How about? Have you ever played Mother Russia Bleeds?
Yeah, we played that together. I think we beat it together. You had it on your night.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we beat that together. Fuck! Okay. I just thought of a game and
My Friend Pedro. You played that one?
No, there's a game that just went right on my head. Fuck. Shit. Oh my god! I just had a game in my head. Ah, whatever. Who cares?
How about My Friend Pedro?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that was a good game. Check that one out. I think that one should be short.
My Friend Pedro, ripe for revenge.
There's one on the mobile phone, but
shoot 'em up.
Yeah, dude, that game rules. I love that game.
But you already beat it.
I'm down to play it again. Like, I played it when it came out, so I don't know what.
3 to 5 hours. But what does it run on? I'm not bringing my big laptop on the computer. I mean, on the plane.
It's on everything.
Yeah, but I have like a little Chromebook that I'm gonna bring on the plane. So I'm gonna fucking.
Okay.
I'll just play an emulator. So I don't think this is gonna be it. Or like I could play like.
I got Indivisible. That's the game I played. Oh, that one I don't know how long it is. That might be 10.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to figure this out right now. But we should figure out who we're gonna raid. Who should we raid?
I don't know. I'm just curious now about this. Holy shit! I did not even 23 to 24 hours. I did not expect that game to be that long.
Which one?
Indivisible. That is news to me. I played that game and I didn't think it was that long.
Let's raid a Mega Man Legends stream if anyone's playing it.
All right.
I like raiding just random shit. Get the hippopotamus, baby.
Mega Mind.
Game Term 3K, that guy's awesome. He fucking, I think it's Mega Man 2 words.
Nope.
No one's playing it?
The game must suck.
But wait, there's no Game Champ rules. Go to that guy. He like he like speed runs everything. It's fucking awesome.
All right.
What the hell?
Oh, this is an ad.
I was gonna say.
he has a guest star. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching this Big Bun Game Club. It was fun. We talked about Deltarune. We talked about Metroid Dread. We talked about all kinds of stuff. Again, sub to me on Twitch. Pledge to me on Patreon. You get access to all kinds of stuff.
This guy's doing the whole YouTube. Smash that like, subscribe button.
Do that too.
Fucking send me patron tips.
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
we could get.
Follow me on Twitter, bro.
I could draw all my subs and patrons on a canvas digitally and give them to you. But
is that something that you're offering for real?
It is a goal I have. Like for Twitch, if it's 30 subs, I'll draw like 30 subs.
You're gonna draw all these people, Jesus.
Yeah.
What if they just like send you a picture of their penis instead?
Well, they don't need to send me pictures. I'll just be like how I view them in my mind. That kind of shit.
Okay. What is retro gonna look like? Just a drunk Irishman.
You gotta hit the goal first. I'm not gonna do anything until the goal's hit.
But you can tease it, right? You could tease what they would.
He's gonna look like something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna look like a gamer.
All right. A drunk Irish gamer.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a little leprechaun holding an Xbox
He might
controller.
be in a Teddy costume, maybe.
Oh.
Or he's gonna be in a Morgana costume.
Who knows?
Depending on how I feel.
2 seconds to the raid. See ya. That was fun.
Yeah.